He's actually pretty hip to what's going on around him as far as, global policies go. He reads off a script sheet and he does what he's told. And, that's the bottom line. But he didn't, absolutely, they all do. But he didn't read as well as Barack Obama, who's just leading us into this globalist dictatorship where, who knows, maybe pandemics become the norm. And like you said, we've got to get ready for this next one. The next one's coming. It's going to be bad. We have to be ready. We have to have the drugs. We have to have the quarantines. We have to have the facilities in place. We never know. And Napolitano's saying the same thing. And now they're going to bring in a new Supreme Court justice. I believe Souter is the one that's retiring. I mean, a lot's happening very quickly, my friend. A very, very lot. I thank you for the call, Troy. Let's go to James in the UK. James, you're on the air.
Hi, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Pretty much. I'm just getting really, really sick of this fear-mongering in the UK at the moment. Pretty much today I checked Yahoo News. They're saying about 750,000 people are predicted to die in the UK. I think it's completely ridiculous because there isn't absolutely any case of anybody dying here, and it just seems like complete fear-mongering. I'm with a few of my mates at the moment. We're watching Police State 3 Total Enslavement at the moment. And we're just getting really frustrated. We're really getting ready for martial law. There's no actual indication of it happening right now. But from hearing what's going on in America, everything that seems to happen in America seems to be mirrored in the UK. And we're just kind of looking out for the warning signs at the moment. We're trying to awake people, but people just keep saying it's a load of rubbish. They're calling me a lunatic, saying, no, trust the government, trust the government.
Well, the bottom line is, in your country right now, a third of the workers aren't showing up because of the propaganda that's out there. They're saying in the last 2 days, 30% of workers are no longer going in. You have one supposed human-to-human contact.
Yeah, this is an exercise in mind control.
It's absolutely an exercise in mind control, Alex, and they really want to see how many people they can scare. They want to see if they can get away with redirecting flights from Munich, Germany to Boston, Logan, and taking people off in hazmat suits. It's unbelievable.
It is just getting really out of order. I mean, people seem to be getting kind of scared, but people have got the same attitude where they just don't care anymore.
I've been analyzing this. I've been analyzing this since last Friday, and I said it was probably a hoax. But their fear-mongering...
I agree with you, Alex. I totally agree with you there.
But their fear-mongering has gotten so out of control. We'll go ahead and finish your point. I'm going to make one point, and I'm going to go back in here and just keep working on this film.
Yeah, no. I just want people in the UK to wake up and see that it is a hoax and they're trying to implement martial law on us. I mean, it's getting so out of hand in the US now. I mean, I've been listening to you for quite a long while now, and just the updates you've been giving recently is really getting...
Look at that. Japanese researchers suggest putting lithium in drinking water?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's healthy for you.
Lithium's what you give, like, psychopathic killers to make them zombies.
Yeah, and it was big, actually, in, like, the 1800s during the Western eras for, like, housewives that were depressed, and they'd give them, like, lithium, so they're all just, like, zombified.
That's the new system. We'll all just, and then, like, police come, it's all right, take it, you won't feel bad anymore.
James, I thank you for the call, brother. Go ahead, Alex.
I can't handle it. I can't handle it anymore. I mean, I'm in here filmmaking. I walk in and I see the InfoWars headlines, mainstream news, and they're on the news saying they want to put Prozac in the water on CNBC and CNN. They're on the news saying mercury's good for your brain. They're on the news saying we want to put statins in all the water supply and make children as young as 6 start taking it for their cholesterol. And the statins just totally fry you. I mean, these people, it's a total medical dictatorship, and they're really doing it. And there's all these cowards that have bought into being cowards and going along with the system. And so they have to say, we're wrong. So no matter how outrageous the government gets, they say, yes, I need to, sign up with the White House so I can, so they can inform me about the swine flu they brought out. But
their MySpace page, it's unbelievable.
But the reason I came in here is I don't want to be wrong, because being wrong can get us dead. And a lot of folks are listening, and I've been pretty exhausted this week. I think we've done a pretty good job with the coverage at the same time. I don't think I've even conveyed properly how serious this is, because you've got them fear-mongering. It looks like it's not a pandemic. It looks like it's no big deal. You got maybe 12 people dead in Mexico, maybe 1 person dead here. They lied and said it was hundreds and hundreds. And at the same time, they just are intensifying the fear-mongering and grabbing people off planes and hotels and shutting everything down in tent cities for the dead being set up. We've got to play that later. Just mass, tent cities set up by the FEMA camp down by the old airport on local news. And it's just such an exercise in mind control, and it really hit me. I mean, we already knew this, but it really hit me that we're right, that they're going to use this as the blueprint for control, that every time we rebel against the new tyranny, they're just going to release a real flu and kill a few million people, probably, is what I see in the future.
Yeah, and then mass gatherings. Any kind of mass
gatherings. My God, people are protesting a deadly flu's out outside of season.
Time to machine gun them. Basically, that's how it's going to roll.
Yeah, and so whereas I'm saying I hope this is it, that it's phasing out, that it was all nothing but hype. But as Napolitano said, something else is big coming down the road. The issue is this just confirms more. They're all over the news saying we need to start forced inoculations. They're all over the news, just conditioning people for martial law. And you can see their fear-based mind control. And as I foresaw a long time ago, as we go into the years and decades to come, they're going to have more and more controlled bioweapons attacks, more and more of us herded in to the compact control grid cities with the quarantines and the checkpoints. How many times have I said that? A million times.
And it's very V for Vendetta. I mean, literally in V for Vendetta, it's all these pandemics that they're able to clamp down on the societies, really put the police state control grid into place, and not only,
Exactly, but I mean, for how long have you been listening? I've foreseen this for over a decade.
Yeah.
That's what I've been harping on. Is that, and I hadn't read the comic books that V for Vendetta was about, but I guess that guy's got a good picture of how they work. He wrote those back in the 80s. But the point is that that's really how they're doing it, and now it's here and it's happening. And they did the swine flu thing in '76 and killed a bunch of people. I mean, these are murderers. It all comes from military bases every time. And
meanwhile, they're trying to tell you, no, this is definitely swine. We haven't found a pig yet. But this is some people are saying that it's a combination or it comes from a lab. Those same people are apparently saying that Al Qaeda and the Mexican drug cartels, they always have to put their
that's why they say it's a pig, so they can block out mentally the question of where did it come from.
Yes.
When the pork group in the U.S. and everywhere in England are saying no, it's not pigs, and they have to admit the pigs aren't sick. This isn't pigs, and they put out a few weird articles saying pigs were dying, but they weren't. So listen, I'm going to let you get back to the phone calls and the show here tonight. It's just that we will be here tomorrow night if more breaks, so they declare level 6 and start trying forced inoculations.
Let's pray they don't.
As they're trying to get the public ready for, do you want to be safe? Take forced inoculations. And I'll be here Sunday 4 to 6 p.m. and then back on Monday. And I want to thank everybody that's been tuning in on the AM and FM dial, shortwave internet, satellite, record audiences. And that's why we're getting demonized by MSNBC, by CNN, by Alternet, by all these big publications. And the best they can do is they go to prisonplanet.com and find a comment in the comment section saying a mean thing about Mexicans when we've been saying it's terrible what's happening to the Mexicans. The comment, by one person. And then you can go to MSNBC forums and find people calling Mexicans pigs too. But I mean, that's their new Soviet-style guilt by association. Nothing we're saying matters because somebody on a comment page said something about, Mexicans are pigs. So, I mean, this is the way they're rolling. This is how they're operating, just this bestial, dumbed-down race politics. And Paul Watson wrote a great article about how MSNBC is owned by NBC, and that's the big GE really out there killing the brown people. So it's okay to kill the brown people if you're NBC. It's just don't actually try to fight something that could be a race-specific virus or ask that question when it was only killing Mexicans and still has only killed Mexicans.
Or it could be used to justify to round up a lot of people in quarantine and kill them there. I mean, they're shutting down.
Well, that's loving, though. That's loving. Yeah. Saying we shouldn't be quarantined. And again, what destroys all their arguments? They said keep the borders wide open. Everything's fine. It's already spread. You can't contain it. And then they said, well, we're going to set up quarantines in towns, cities, schools, buildings. So the border's wide open with the main vector, but then, and if you say maybe we should shut the border, then they claim you want to kill Mexicans, but then we got to shut down U.S. cities because you can't let it spread.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's kind of like on a submarine with screen doors. Mm-hmm. They're telling us that we should have screen doors on the submarine. Mm-hmm. But then they want to arrest somebody, who leaves the bathroom door open on the submarine. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's insane. The borders are wide open, but we've got to. have checkpoints in America. This is an excuse to talk more about martial law, more about police state, sell all this, and they're announcing it. They're doing it. They're fear-mongering, announcing how martial law is good, announcing how forced inoculations are good. They're doing it. It's happening, and we need to get the patriots and alternative news media people more upset about it instead of just going, oh, the whole swine flu thing's a hoax. Yes, it looks like it's a hoax. We've been saying that since day one. The issue is the hoax is being used to bring in the real tyranny.
Yeah, it's used as the precedent to say, hey, you know what? Executive Order 13375, 1 year in prison.
And remember what
$150,000 fine. We all have $250,000 lying around.
And remember what Glenn Beck did. He went and got, and so did Popular Mechanics together. If you go to their latest debunking, it's executive orders. And they go, yes, this was an old Kennedy era executive order they like to quote. They don't about forced inoculations and work brigades. What they don't tell you is those have all been reissued by each subsequent president.
And updated.
And that it's more draconian. But see, that's what they do. They go follow, oh, that's a thing from Kennedy. Meanwhile, we have CBS with the new executive orders. And Beck and them will say, doesn't exist.
It's like
doesn't exist. Max, you can trust me. I'm Glenn Beck. There's no mass graves or no FEMA plan for mass flu. You can, and it happens right after he says, trust me, the government's fine. You can try. I'm Benedict Arnold. I just say arrest Ron Paul supporters. I'm a big Ron Paul supporter. And people are like, Alex, don't talk bad about Beck. We should arrest the Ron Paul people. That's what patriots do. Hey, buddy, you are the info warrior. We'll be right back with Jason Bermas in the Bermy Report.